we'll move on to public comment. I seen that hand go up first.
I will be up, probably you'll see me a lot, because I'm checking voting records and checking things for taxpayers. One of the things that I learned Thursday was that we don't know where the airport books are, except little bits at the airport, a little bits at the, with the authority, the person there, and one with some bookkeeper. So it's hard to find what all the money has been spent. Now, I was treated very graciously at the commissioner's office today and was given the splosh for the airport. Angela brought up that, and I heard it in the report Thursday, that the airport authority did $350,000 profit. But in '06, we gave them $38,000 in splosh for fuel. I just want to know, if they're making profit, why should we be giving them fuel? The next one I saw that really bothered me, $79,200 was given to the airport authority with just a piece of paper signed by the manager, Mayor Little, for construction. No backup. I'm sorry, I've been in the county for almost 40 years. You always have backup. Now, there was backup on other stuff, but I want to know, when you give money, how can you turn around and give somebody $79,000 and make the check out to here with no backup? Those are the things as taxpayers we want to know, where not only our splosh money is coming from, but where are you all spending the money and giving money with no backup? That's the question.
Thank you for your comments. Lisa?
How are you gonna scrape the roads? We don't have any snow plows anymore. Are y'all gonna let the motor graders go out this time? Cause last time they weren't allowed to go out.
Exclusively motor graders.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I called other counties and also the state, and they have moderate success with motor graders.
Did they?
Well, we're not going to invest in the time to equip our vehicles and equipment with snow plows for the weather events that we feel like actually require our response.
Anybody else?
That's what we wanted to know.
Yes, sir.
How it's gonna happen.
Kay Williams, Royston, Georgia. I have to say that I've been working the elections, and Tanya was an absolute joy to work with as well as for. But I know she must be absolutely embarrassed by Mr. Bridges going out and doing all of this. I would be horrified. And Billy is doing his job of what he's paid to do. Plain and simple. I'm sure if Tanya was as qualified as Mr. Bridges thinks she is, she would have had the job. I wished it could have been her, but I have to back whatever Billy came up with, because there's got to be a reason for him to go elsewhere. Plain and simple. I hope he does let this fly on down the river, because it's 2 weeks of hearing, and I've uncle as far as I'm concerned. Another thing, the 3 votes for the car for Harris Little that we owe absolutely nothing. Angela, you think we owe him something? We gave him splosh money year after year when he lied. It wasn't even county owned.
That's right.
And y'all aren't bright enough to know that? It's election. It's election year, so you're gonna act like a bunch of blubbering fools. It's basically the only thing it could be. I hope you're proud. But I think you're going to be real proud when you go and see what your votes are.
Thank you for your comments.
Charles, I know you don't care because you're not running. I'm done.
My name's Temple Stratton, and I haven't lived in the county that long, so I'm trying to get used to some of the procedures of the meetings. One thing that I've noticed is that when something comes up for a vote on a particular question, that it doesn't seem like to me that the public has a chance to comment on that before the vote's made. It's always after the vote's made, which is after the decision. So I mean, I personally have some questions on the, this automobile being given to the airport authority. But I really didn't have a chance, to ask those questions and get a, well, not necessarily an answer for myself, but possibly to make y'all think a little bit more before you have a chance to, before you make a decision which way you want to vote. And I've got several questions that I think are very pertinent to that, but right now it's too late to ask them. So, is there a way that the public could comment, have a comment before a vote's made?
We've done that several different ways. We put public comment ahead of agenda.
Beg your pardon?
We have put public comment at the first of the agenda, and people didn't like that. We put it back at the bottom. We go back and forth, you know, we tried it both ways, so it pleases some,
I don't know when you have to
Well,
meet.
what I'm saying is,
it pleases some, but then it don't please some. And a lot of these, like on the agenda today, a lot of them's just,
They had it last month.
it's listed to
Continuation
them.
of existing items from previous discussion.
But we just, I guess we're asking, when we're talking, you're gonna vote on it, why can't we make our comments before you go aye or nay? I mean, we as taxpayers have as much right, because you all work for us, have as much right to say, no, we don't wanna see this, and then you do your own thing. But we don't have that say.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So can we change that? What could we do? You say some,
I mean, is
excuse me.
that something you consider looking at, or?
We can consider it if the board is,
I think we definitely need to consider it, but I understand, you know, by Robert's Rules of Order that it can get out of hand real quick.
I understand
Every
that.
vote we take, you know, we got 30 people making comments.
That's not likely. That's not
Maybe we
likely.
need to look into, you know, the agenda is posted, and if somebody sees something on the agenda, maybe having a short public comment before the meeting and after the meeting, that may be something that we can, I would have no objection into looking at that.
Well, you know, if the agenda was posted, it's advertised in the paper, and given to the radio station, our agenda is on Friday. If it was posted on our website, everybody could look at it. You've got every one of our numbers. And you call and you ask what's going on, what's happening with this. I had a call this morning at 7:30 to ask me. And do I mind? No, I don't mind. Anybody can call me.
I had 2 calls today regarding things that were going on.
Yeah.
My people don't know.
Well, like I said, I'm just kind of getting used to this, and I live in the county, out of state, I attended quite a few of the meetings and was involved in a lot of different areas, and we had that chance to have input before a vote, and this is different, so.
We did try that. We tried it. Actually, I'm the one that asked for it to be put on there at the very beginning when I first came on board, and we done it for a few times, and then it was just.
From your perspective, what were at the meetings you're referencing? Would you say there was discussion during each agenda item?
That requires a vote,
Yeah.
What county was
because I
that?
still have some questions about this talk, it's too late, I mean, just
About the what?
personally, it doesn't make any sense to me.
A car.
That
Well, you can ask me, I mean, I've talked to people out, throughout the county. I don't, you know, I talk to different people throughout this county. They call me up, and I talk to them, and I ask them, what would they like to do? I had one person that I spoke to that says, don't give it to them.
Well,
One person.
all right, can I ask a couple of
I
questions?
had 2 people that said
Can I just
that.
ask a couple of real quick questions on that subject? How many cars does the county, or does the airport authority have now?
They
Besides
had,
the
well,
school, there's
they
one
had
of them already.
3, and then they had 3.
Three.
We just gave them 1. And
How many?
and one of them was donated by the county.
Okay,
And,
but of those
and then
three,
the other 2 was donated by family members.
I understand, but of those 3, how many times were they used last year?
He had a report, what you need to do is you need to contact these people on the airport authority.
I know the answer to it, I'm wondering if you all do.
We got a report last month.
What does it say?
I don't know if it goes into detail or not. It doesn't.
Then you don't know.
No, I do not know.
It's got a list, I mean,
It tells you how,
You
who, who came.
I mean, isn't that something that you should consider before you know whether they even need another car?
Yeah, really.
And who else is using them besides people that fly in and out?
Well, I think any questions, you need to contact that, airport authority.
We have this gave them the
I would
car,
think
why
that
didn't
would be
you answer?
yours job, Angela, before you
You're
vote.
making the decision.
Otherwise,
okay, let's
I
just,
mean, and that's
we
all I
got too many
need to say.
people talking at one time, it's one person talking at a time,
Yeah.
you know.
But that's all, I mean, I'm done, that answers my question, thank you.
All right, any other public comment? Yes, John.
I have a couple of comments and a question. First thing is last month you guys discussed a car that we had given them, I believe it was last year, that was still on the books, we were still paying insurance for. I haven't heard anybody say anything about that. We still paying insurance on that car?
No,
We were paying insurance on 3 cars
Okay,
that apparently we did not even own.
okay,
And the day of the meeting, when I was gonna bring it up, they decided, the airport authority decided it was in their best interest to start paying their own insurance.
okay. Second thing is someone, I believe Angela said, we don't give the airport authority anything. I believe they did get SPLOST money.
Yes, they do.
I believe Mr. Harris was also on the advisory committee for the regional T-SPLOST that's gonna go in, and I believe the only major project that we have for Franklin County is at the airport. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so,
Well,
that,
not the only major.
is that not the biggest dollar item we have
I think
on the
scope of the high
T-SPLOST?
school. Oh, the T-SPLOST.
Yes,
Well,
on the
yeah.
T-SPLOST, is
If
that
you're
not
talking
the
about
largest?
gross dollars, that's gonna be correct because
Okay.
you leverage much more money with federal funding.
Okay.
So,
Next thing that I have is, Mr. Bridges came to us today and got on the agenda, talking about procedures. And I believe that's something that I talked about with you guys a year and a half ago. And we've done a pretty bad job as a group putting procedures down. But one procedure that we did put down about a year ago was for this meeting. And if someone got on the agenda, they could speak for as long as they wanted to on that topic. And I believe Mr. Bridges was rushed, and I believe that the Board of Commissioners owes him an apology for trying to rush him along. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any way to recoup that money on that insurance that we paid out to the cars we did not own?
I don't know, unless they just want to give it back.
Well,
No, I can't answer that question right now.
well, could you consider searching it out and see if there's any way that they would feel obligated or responsible? Or do we just keep giving and giving and giving? It just doesn't make, they're not gonna recoup it, but we're gonna give them a car now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad I don't run my household that way. And all due respect to you, to the panel there.
Thank you for your comment. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Well, I won't take very long. Most of you people, especially up here, 3 of the commissioners I know have been knowing for about 12 years. I've been living in Franklin County for 12 years. And when that guy said something a while ago about having something on paper, now I came from Orange County in Orlando, Florida. I worked in road construction for 35 years. And I found out, talking to somebody personally, I found out that they were better off than somebody sending a paper written about what good they were. For 35 years, 30 years of that, I was a superintendent. And so I know about when you hire somebody, you talk to them personally, and you'll know more about them than you do if you get a piece of paper. And that's what I wanted to say. And let these people up here, they know I've been up here and argued with them many a time. I quit arguing with you. There's 3 people right there. And that one there, I've known him for a couple of years. And that one on the end down there, I voted for him this year. He's been here about a year now. So, y'all just keep on good work around here. I still live over on Whitworth Road, just off of 106. And that lady right there, she's one of the nicest ladies I know.
Thank you. I seen a hand over here somewhere. Some over here had comments? Yes, sir, Chris.
Well, I missed the part that I was kind of interested in, and it was Bubba's part. Will the county be redistricted, divided, when we have 5 members and 1 chairman now, or?
No, it's just gonna be still 4 districts. All they did was take a portion off some of the others and add it to another.
To rebalance the population, because over the last 10 years, there has been a disparity in the population in certain areas that have grown while others have lost population.
And the other question to that would be, is it now where it would be bipartisan, not necessarily?
This has nothing to do with.
Does not have anything to do with that.
Correct.
That's just ethically being in line with our population.
Something mandated by the federal government.
Sam, can I say one other thing? I've traveled over this county since I've been here 12 years, because I like this place. And that's the reason I'm still here. I've got 20 acres out here, and I've traveled over all of this county, and I've looked at some of these places and some of these districts, and the districts, the way they're divided, there's not that many people living in those districts. Now, you can find some districts that has a lot more people in them, and you're gonna get more votes in those people. Now, if you lived in a place, like I said, Orange County, where there's a lot of people all over the whole county, you get about the same amount of people. But a county like this, where they're scattered out so much, you cannot have that many people.
The district now, within 100 people or so,
Yeah.
difference there, because Department of Justice makes the state and us try to get the best balance that we can on these things. So it's like maybe 100 votes difference in each district.
Well, I've had no way, since I've been here, of voting, and I enjoy voting, and I have voted every time the election comes up. I have voted since I've been here, and I know why this county is, as I say, it is the biggest county in this area, acreage-wise. But there's less people in Franklin County than there are in Stevens County. And at one time, this county, Stevens County, and the other county up here was all one big county. And that's why we got to be the biggest county, but the less people.
Any other public comment? Yes, we.
Just real quickly, I disagree with some of the things Mr. Bridges had to say. Committees, I found, are very helpful sometimes in screening a large number of people to be selected from. But if a person is Billy's responsibility, then Billy has to make that decision. They can't go by committees to do that.
Thank you.
He has to go for the best person for the job.
I appreciate you coming. Anybody else? No. Nobody else? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second, sir. All in favor? And thank everybody for coming out tonight.
Yeah.